Hey, we are on. Just at the last minute, the internet connection left us there. So we're like a minute or two late. No big deal, right? Well, welcome to today. It's kind of a hodgepodge of a bunch of different things going on here. So we thought we would show you some fun things, right? A whole bunch of stuff. So Kaylee's going to pop on my feed so I can say hi to everybody. She's doing that right now. So how is everybody doing? Are we ready for summer to end and fall to begin? I think that's today, right? Is today the first day of fall? 23rd. 23rd. All right. I don't like saying goodbye to summer. So I don't put up any pumpkin stuff at home until first day of fall. So to me, it's still summer out. And guess what? Today's 80 degrees and we are going to take the boat out one more time and go to dinner. Right at where you want to come?
I don't know. Where are you going? Going to Fin and Feathers?
I think we're going to go to the bridge. You should meet us there.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
Yes, she does. All right. Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. We have a comment sold after this. So get your wallets ready for some fun things for comments sold. And oh yeah, so I just really want to thank everybody for participating in comments sold. It is so fun to do those, and it's really good. Everybody's pretty much embracing that app, and it's really cool. We think it's really cool that we have an app. So we think we're pretty smart that we have an app. Over at the gathering right now, Katie Puckett is over there teaching rug hooking, and I started a new rug, 5 foot by 8 foot. Yeah, that's a lot, right? But it's a huge anchor in a sea of cream, and I already started. I've got the round part of the anchor pretty much done already last night. Me and Darce were here till about 11ish. So that's fun. All right, let me see who's all. Oh, Carrie is on. I haven't seen you for a while, Carrie. If you've been here, I haven't seen you. So, oh, what's that? Okay, green. Is it Ann? Ann O'Connor, McClure. Thank you so much. The Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, the 21st of September. Do you remember that one? You should sing it for us, Anna. I don't know if that's the right one. I think so. On and on. And I hate singing. I mean, I love singing. I just can't do it. Right? I have a talent, but it is not singing Earth, Wind, and Fire. But we all love that, right? What's your rug hooking frame? It's a stand that has those grippers on it, and it rotates around, and I can do all the little things like that. Yeah, so we do have those for sale. They are on our website. If you want to look at our hardware for rug hooking, that will be on there. I don't really know if somebody wants to check to see where that is or what the name of our rug hooking frame is.
I'm laughing because we have an infiltrator in the comments saying, no, don't let her sing.
Right? Was my husband?
Yes.
Yeah, he knows I can't sing. Oh my God, now I'm having a hot flash.
Me too. See?
Yeah, did you just give me one?
Yeah, I sent mine over to you.
All right. Yeah, don't let me sing. Because why, Nick? Because I don't know all the words and I just make up my own? Well, that's just what you do when you don't know. Fake it till you make it. It's worked on a couple things for me. Oh, and then we got Ann Cooper. Awesome. Thank you. Yes, little by little. She hasn't sent me the link, though, so I think she's still shopping for which one it is. Right? Or have you decided? It's coming. It's coming. All right, back to comments, please. Okay, anything else I need to know about on here? Hello from Texas Panhandle. I have missed the last 2 weeks. Well, Amanda, we are glad you are here. So we'll catch you up really fast. All right, so let's get started with, what should we do first? What should we do? Should we get like the Quilt-Along stuff out of the way first?
Yeah.
All right, so today, Joyful Gatherings gets released today, right? And I got that right. And Block 7 is going up. Is it up right now or is it not going?
But I can put it up as we speak.
Yeah, so Heidi's going to put it up right now.
I can put the video.
And Kaylee is going to put the video up.
It will take a few minutes for them to.
Right. Yeah.
update,
So don't go right now. Just hang out with me for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then block 7 will be ready for you, the video as well. And I made a boo-boo in the video. Okay. I had to use the seam ripper during my live video. And guess what? Because that's real life and it does happen. I just all of a sudden looked at my point and I literally lopped off a point like more than 1/8 of an inch. So I could not let that go. Some things you can let go, but not lopped off a flying geese point, at least an 8-inch or 1/8 of an inch on those little blocks. 1/8 of an inch on a little block is huge. So make sure you watch that video where I'd be like, I'm opening it up, I'm like, ooh, I gotta rip this out.
I feel like I heard that from across the room when that happened.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it just goes to show you, no matter how long you've been quilting, no matter if you're a professional or not, we all still make mistakes. So I really like to preach about how hard you are on yourself when you do make mistakes, because some people like literally beat themselves up. And hey, it's just all part of it. All part of it. Because we're human and we're distracted by 50 million things. And whether it's our phone or making going like at you. But so there's always lots of distractions. So don't let that suck the joy out of what we do. Okay. Just consider it part of the thing. It's gonna happen. It's going to happen. What do we got going on? We got like a little video going on right now.
I published it. It's
Oh, all right.
working on
Okay.
loading things as we speak.
All right. So they're working on.
It's on.
All right. She just checked it out. It's on. So make sure you go see me make a boo-boo. It's okay. I make boo-boos. All right. I make boo-boos.
I could have cut it out.
No, I said don't cut it out.
I'm just saying, we're real.
So this is the one right here. So when I made this, don't look at my fingers because I am missing 4 fingernails. I got to go get those done. I'm a train wreck. All right. So I literally lopped off one of these points here, bad enough that I had to get the seam ripper out. But from this distance, it looks really good, doesn't it? And I just want to point out that no matter what, sometimes when you do square in a square, you don't always get even, like I have a little bit more over here than I do over here when you have this float. So that's normal too. To get that perfect, sometimes it's hit and miss if you get that perfect. So don't sweat that as well. So block 7 is live on YouTube, Stitch with Lisa Bongean on YouTube, and then Heidi is publishing it on the blog as we speak now. So then as long as we're talking about Quilt-Alongs, let's talk about Twilight Stars. So this week was 77 and 90. So these are this week's blocks. I'm going to pick the winner. I'm going to tell you who the winner are, but I do want to tell you something about this block that we forgot about because, you know, we're just so busy. Busy. Okay, so some of you in your book, let me just find it here. I want you to check your book. If you didn't discover this already, some of the books went out with a mistake. Imagine that. So this page right here is correct for 77 and 78. If yours looks like this for 77 and 78, somehow the gremlin that lives in our books, some of you are going to have 77 and 78, the same as 1 and 2. We are going to give you a new printout to put in your book. Heidi has that ready for us. So go to our blog. She's going to put that up there. And the reason why I say that is because 77 was this week, 78 is next week. So there, I just gave you a clue into what's going to release tomorrow. All right. So 77 looks like this, not like 1 or 2. Okay. And we don't know how that happens. How did that happen? We have no idea. Okay. So those are our blocks for Twilight Stars, and our winner for this week for posting on Stitch with Lisa Bongean is Farah Masood. You are week 14's winner. Congratulations. Heidi will send you out a prize for that. I want to know in the comments how many of you are doing what quilt-alongs. So tell me, are you doing Twilight Stars? Are you doing Joyful Gatherings? Are you doing Motoblock Head 5? Are you doing Black Star Flower Farm? There's a lot to remember, okay? There's a lot to remember. I want to know what you're doing, all right? Are you doing them all? Are you doing one? Are you doing two? How many can you handle when they're parted out like this week by week? So speaking of quilt-alongs, yesterday, this is my Motoblock Heads 5 right here. So here's 1 and 2, block 1, block 2. And I decided, if you didn't hear me, I decided I'm going to use this silver as my main background. I like how it looks with all the colors. So you might want to get yourself some more silver if you're following my lead on Motoblock Heads 5. And I believe Heidi did put that in a blog post yesterday.
What are we talking about? For you're updating too many things.
The silver fabric, the Bella. Did we put that in there or not?
That will be added in there as well.
Okay, she's going to add it.
Yep.
Which number so you get that one right?
There is a link for the bundles, but we'll put the number in.
She has the bundle link, but we're going to add the background link. Okay. There is still enough in your fat quarter to do 1, 2, and 3. What, hon? Okay. Jess is going to drop it into Stitch with Lisa or Live with Lisa. Live with Lisa on the website. Okay. How do you get to our website? Couple of ways, right? Couple of ways. primitivegatherings.us, or you can go to lisabongean.com and then you can click store. Or does it say website?
It says quilt shop, I believe.
Quilt shop, store, something like that. Somebody figure it out. All right. So that's, if you can't figure out like how to get to the gathering or how to do whatever, lisabongean.com is kind of a landing page, and you can go anywhere in our business from that page. So
like the lobby.
it's the lobby. It's the hotel lobby where you can go to the amusement park. You can go down to the basement. You can go. Yeah, you can go down to the lower level. Yeah, go down to there. Yeah. Okay. So those are the quilt-alongs. Did I miss anything? We are going to do a stitch tutorial for Black Star Flower Farm on stitching the stems and doing the blanket stitch. We're going to do that next week. Okay. Because Kaylee was sick one day this week. We had to it's her fault. She was sick on Monday. Yeah?
Block 7 is up.
Okay. Heidi says block 7 is up and the video is up as well. All right. So we're all set to go on that.
In momentarily. As soon as the system updates it, the page correction will be in Twilight Stars as well.
Okay.
So they can just go
And that block correction for 77 and 78 if you need it. Some books have it and some books don't. So don't ask us how that happened, because if you can figure it out, we would really love to know. All right. So Nick wanted me to remind you guys that we put a new addition here at Primitive Gatherings. We put in an almost half-mile walking trail behind the 2 shops. So if you're staying here, you can get your steps in, or if you come with somebody else, like a husband, and he wants to go for a little walk, he can go take a little walk out there on a really nice, like a really fine gravel trail back there that kind of weaves its way around our back field, and it's nice and hard and compact and very nice to walk on. We got lots of compliments on our walking trail. And I really like that because a lot of times the people will walk on the road. And in the wintertime, I don't really like that. I don't want anybody to fall out there and we don't know that they're down at the cul-de-sac at the end, and maybe they slipped. So yeah, so we have one right here. All right. Did anybody working on all 4? I want you to post that in the Stitch with Lisa. I want you to post this week. I'm going to challenge you to post all your blocks for all your quilt-alongs that you're currently working on right now. So if you're working on Twilight Stars, if you're working on Motoblock Heads, if you're working on Black Star, and if you're working on Joyful, put them all in one post. I want to see how you're doing. Okay?
Hey, and speaking of quilt-alongs, Finished Quilt-Alongs.
Oh,
Gone
yeah.
through.
All right. So Heidi wanted me to remind you guys that one of the quilt-alongs that we participated in, was that last year or this year?
That was just this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Well,
the
we
end of the year.
participated in
So
last year, too.
the Fat Quarter Make-A-Wish Foundation fundraiser that we made a quilt for, our staff here and us, we put together a quilt, and right now they are on auction. So is it silent auction, right? Or you can buy
Well,
tickets.
it's like they're calling it a raffle this year. So
Okay.
you buy raffle tickets, however many
All
you
right.
want, and then you can win the quilt that way. So,
Okay, so how do I get them there?
well, they just need to go to that lisabongean.com,
Okay.
click the blog.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, and
Okay.
then it was a blog post from 2 days ago, but it's pretty obvious which one it is.
All right. So Heidi said, if you want, to maybe make sure that our quilt makes the most money, you would go there and buy yourself some tickets. So you'd go to Stitch with Lisa Bongean, you'd go to Quilt-Alongs.
No, it's going to be in the blog post.
Oh, on the blog post. So go to blog, lisabongean.com, go to blog, and then not yesterday's blog post, but the day before is all about Bountiful. So go on there. There's a link. Heidi has a link in there, and you can go buy yourself some raffle tickets. And we really want to beat Pat Sloan and Corey, and because this is a competition of who can raise the most money, right? We want to. So I need my tribe to go buy a ticket or two or whatever that looks like, and support a good cause. Make a wish for children in Dallas, Texas, or that area that Kimberly Jolly is funding. She does it every year for Make a Wish. Okay, so that's my spiel on that. All right, I'm gonna take a little drink here. So next up, I want to talk about something that we've kind of had to put off talking about until now. We have something really exciting, and for those of you local and not local, if you want to come and do this, you still can do it. We have a month or maybe a little less than a month, 3 weeks to plan this and to get this going. But we have a event coming up, and we really want you to come and participate and get your hands on some of the latest technology on how to do some fun things. So we have on October 8th and 9th, we have a 2-day class. And that 2-day class is working on or is it on everybody?
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Hopefully we got that fixed. We had a battery go dead in one of our apparatuses. There's so many over there hooked up, we really don't know what that looks like. Okay, so this is our event for the 9th and 10th. That don't look right. I thought it was 8, 9, and 10 and 11. Am I wrong? Or is it 9, 10, 11, 12? Okay, I'm wrong. It's the 9th and 10th for this class right here. So it's a 2-day class. And guess what? It's only $100. And that includes the kit and lunch, 2 different days. So you're going to come, you're going to get on that machine, and you're going to learn all kinds of fabulous things about how to piece on it, how to do fancy blanket stitching with pearl cotton, how to do fancy crazy stitches, how to quilt the thing together. That's why it's a 2-day class. So it's very intense. There's lots of things to do. So you see the quilting in there, that's all done in the embroidery module on the 790 Pro. So you are going to learn all that stuff. And we don't care if you don't even have one of those machines, just come and hang out and learn all of those things on that project. Okay? We only have room for 12 people. So don't delay. Get your girlfriends. Come by yourself. It doesn't matter. Come and learn all about that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful machine. And I will be, hopefully, in that class as well, because anything I can learn about that machine, I want to learn. All right, so then the second class is all about the Q-matic series. So this is all done on a long arm. So you are going to learn how to quilt the whole quilt, and then you're going to couch this yarn into these snowflakes. And Robin said this is so easy to do. Look at how fun it is. You can pick between what color you want. Do you want red or do you want blue? The kit comes with the class, and it is a 1-day, but you have 2 different days to choose from. So you have the 11th or the 12th, and you're going to do all of that in 1 day. So even if you don't have a long arm, come and learn. See, maybe you're really good at it. Maybe, you can figure out a way to get one, or we have lots of trade-ins, so we'll hook you up. But just come. This class is $150 for the 1 day, and it includes, like I said, the kit and all your instruction. And there are only 12 per class, so only 24 people we can take for that as well. Isn't that fun? So the girls over at the gathering are all ready to take your reservation if you want to give them a call, and they will get you hooked up for those classes. And I really, really, really think it's an awesome deal. We are not trying to make money on the class. We want you to learn. So we're trying to keep the cost very, very reasonable for what you're going to get. You're going to go home with this finished. So you're going to go home with the little quilt, probably everything but the binding. All right. So that'll be super, super fun. All right. So then we have another class coming up, and I always am excited every time we do a beginning quilt class. And our girl Sherry here, she's the one that does our beginner quilt classes, and she picked a really fun, easy project for us this time. So we're going to do this runner as a class here, and here she gave me some information. So the beginning class is 3 parts, and it is October 31st, November 7th, and November 21st. And it is 5 to 8 for those 3 nights. The class fee is $105, and it includes your choice of a kit. So you can make this quilt kit, or you can make the one with the Sweetwater. So you have Joyful or Sweetwater as your 2 options for your kit. So even if you've been quilting for a while, you might want to brush up on some skills, because a lot of people are self-taught, and you can learn lots of things by taking a class. And this looks like a really nice, doable, fun starter project that you can learn all what you need to learn, and then you move on to the next part of the quilting journey. All right, so those are 2 big classes that I am super excited about that are happening here this fall. Of course, we got Teresa Colgert coming next week, but that's all full. We even had to buy more chairs because we didn't have enough chairs for all the butts that are going to be in those chairs over there. So we're super excited about that. I think there's going to be like 65 people over there for that, for Teresa and her group over there. All right, do we have any questions right now that I may need to answer before we move on about the things I talked about?
Yeah, do you know what size those snowflake quilts are?
They're like 44, I think like 36 by 44. So they're like a width of fabric by a yard. If you want me to get the tape measure out, I can, but I'm pretty sure that's a good guess. All right. Let us know if you have to have exact, but
I want to know if there's a pattern that they could do on their domestic machines for that one.
not right now. We'll let you know. Right now, it's just, isn't it fun though? Yeah. I'm pretty sure we'll figure something out and show you how to do that both ways. Okay?
What batting do you prefer for table runners?
Whatever I put in all the other stuff. I don't think it matters. Scraps from you when you cut off your other battings. Does anybody else have a preference for table runners or a reason why you would use a different type of bat for a table runner than a quilt? Does anybody have any 2 cents on that? My sweater looks cozy. Yeah, did you see my sweater? Literally, I bought this. It's hand crocheted at the little craft fair that we had here on September 11th. There was a little craft fair in the park, and it's just so beautiful. And it just happened to match my new jumpsuit. I loved my blue one so much, I went and got this blush colored one. But yeah, isn't this gorgeous? I love it. I want one a little longer. Maybe I can get a hold of the girl and have her make me one just a little bit longer. But yeah, lucky me, right? And it was only $65. I thought that was a steal. I always get so inspired by you after I watch live. I usually go and sew the rest of the afternoon away. That is such a good idea, right? I'm that makes me happy that we inspire you to go in your room and get that stuff done, right? I love it when I like last night I came over to the gathering over here and I just was like finishing one thing after another. I can't wait to show you the things that we're doing for All Things Pumpkin this weekend on Saturday. I was finishing up putting bindings on some things, you know, not like rushing it or anything, right? But I know what I'm capable of, and sometimes binding isn't, you know, doesn't have to be done until the last minute. I like runners to have more body than a quilt. Okay. So what are you saying? Do you like warm and natural for your runners? See, I don't like thick batting. And I think warm and natural tends to be a little thicker. So I'd rather have flat, tighter to the table. So I really like how thin that Luna batting is that we use when we quilt some of the quilts. I'm sewing while watching. I wish I was sewing. I should show you something. Like this is what I really, Jess, can you bring me my bucket right there? I show you, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek at something you can't see. Right there. Yes. Next week. No, just bring me the bucket. Oh no, the little bucket. Sorry. Too many buckets. Too many buckets. All right. So this is what I'm going to talk about next week. See what this is? All right. Sneak peek. You do not know what this is. You got to tune in next week to see what this is. But I wish I was stitching this right now. I wish I could be sitting here with it over my lap while I'm talking and be doing this. Because I got super far on it last night. look at this. These are all my threads. I pre-cut them to the size I need. And yes, this might be a little long for some people, but I'm an expert, so I tend to stretch that as much as I can. Challenging moments. You're competing with the Brewers game. FYI, you're winning. Well, can you like split the screen? I love stitching during games, football games, baseball games, especially baseball games, because they go slower and it's like, okay. Yeah. I added Insel Bright to a runner I made for my mom, and she doesn't need hot pads. There you go, a trivet. All right, so instead of a table runner, it's a trivet for all the hot dishes. That's a great idea. So if anybody doesn't know, Insel Bright is that insulated fabric that you can put so you don't put a mark in your wood table. I'm healing from a sprained ankle, and you are cheering me up with so much. Don't you hate it when you do crazy stuff like sprain your ankle or trip? I went to yoga yesterday, so I'm a little stiff. I'm like, I gotta work, and I can feel it in my core. So I'm like, oh yeah, that works. So even when I touch it, it hurts. So I'm like, do you think I could do that every day? And then I would like have like rock hard abs.
Abs of steel.
Right? Right. I know, it's a surprise, right? Surprise. Next week, the 28th, I can talk all about it. You're not going to want to miss it because it's so awesome. Oh, yes, Becky, you did see it, right? If you come to the gathering or you come and hang out here, you might see things that the whole world doesn't get to see until I can tell them. Because I make everybody double pinky swear that they can't get me fired if they see something I'm working on, because that's the fun thing, right? You come and you see something you're not supposed to see. So when I give a tour, like tomorrow, I'm giving a tour to the rug hookers, they're going to see things that they're not supposed to know. But how am I supposed to come up here and show them our studio? So I just tell them, it's only for you, only for you. Okay, there are no antlers. Not quite antlers. Okay. Yes, Stephanie, we wish you could come visit us again too. We miss you, but we love that you join in. What time is it, Stephanie, for you? Tell us what time it is for you. Okay. All right. So we have a couple more things to talk about. Any other questions, girls, that they had about anything?
The Woolbox subscription ship.
Okay. Do you remember me telling you last week? And Jess, we maybe need to put this in our Woolbox group or on Stitch with Lisa. Our Woolbox is going to be late because there's a lot of dyeing involved, a lot of little pieces. All right. So, but it'll be worth it. I promise. Okay. So instead of like, it's going to be probably shipping more toward the end of the month. So kind of let everybody know that it will be a couple days late than normal. Okay. But I promise you, you will love everything in this box because every time somebody sees it, they love it. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the kits for Moda. So we have a couple Moda kits here with me right now that are on our site for pre-order. So if you want to make sure that you can snag yourself one of these kits before they are out in the world and all sold out, you can do that right now by pre-ordering. Or did we do anything special for them, Jess? No. Okay. You just get a chance to order it. Okay. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. So these are ones. So I'm just going to be honest, right? If I don't buy the fabric line, I probably don't buy we probably don't purchase the kits, because when we purchase a project, we buy the whole fabric line so we can have backings and all those other things that go along with it. But these are ones that we passed on this time, but we want to give our customers the opportunity to order kits for these projects if they so want to. So that's what we're going to show you today. These are 4 Moda kits that are up for sale right now for a limited time. And then once we can't order them anymore, they're going to come off. All right. So this one right here is from Fancy That House Designs, right? Stephanie. She is a fairly new Moda designer, but look at this fun block. Isn't this great? I would call this a recliner quilt. So you can go on Live with Lisa, and all of these are there up for sale right now. So the beautiful quilting on this, and her fabrics are just so different than anything that's out there right now. And we really love her darker palette. It's more of a more moodier palette, I would call it, than some of the other more brighter or happier ones. Thank you, dear. All right. So that one called Mosaic, and it was 48 by 68 if you wanted to know that, for $131.99 for that kit. Now the kits include a beautiful box, the pattern, everything to make the quilt top, and the binding. It does not include backing, okay? So just an FYI. Strawberry Lemonade, I think, if I had to guess, this is Sherry and Chelsea's pattern for this quilt right here. Miss Heidi will help me. Yep, that's my cheat sheet. This is super pretty, like such a great palette of like almost like highlighter colors,
Did you
right?
use this for Bountiful?
There, I think
I
they
feel like some of them are.
I
real
think
similar.
similar.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like the flower is kind of just done differently.
Yeah, if you like this, you'd like that Bountiful quilt.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the one there's
We love pieced flowers, right? So isn't this great? A very happy, happy quilt. Now, all right, sit down, Heidi. Strawberry Lemonade is 68 by 81. So very nice size little girl quilt for sure, or happy quilt for someone who, you know, maybe somebody who's at assisted living or something like that, that you could like, could you imagine if you brought that to somebody who was like either like in assisted living and like she would be like, look what I got. You know, she'd be like showing off her quilt to everybody.
They would fight over it.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody would probably like steal it on her, probably.
You too.
I'm sure it might happen, right? So she'd have to be with her life, guard it with her life. All right. But isn't that a pretty quilt? We love that one. Okay, then next we have Willow. And now I think if you are a gardener or any like, I love green, so something about this speaks to us. So this one is called Willow. It is 68 by 84. And all it is stems with leaves. So I'm sure it's super easy to make. And I bet this is just flip and sew corners or stitch and flip corners, whatever you want to call it. And that's all, right? So you just make this block right here, and then you're making this little stem here on the edges. But this would make a super quick, fun quilt for a gardener, for anybody. Yeah, look at that backing.
Like it.
Yeah, that is beautiful. A gardener, anybody who loves leaves and flowers and the color green. All right, that would be perfect for that. So $149.99, if I didn't say that before, 68 by 84. Now, all of these quilts are on our website for a pre-order. They will be shipping in what months, Jessica? Okay. Right. So look in the description if you order that, and then write that in your date book that you should be getting a quilt kit so you don't forget about it. All right. Or you don't have to call us and say, hey, I ordered a quilt kit way back in September on Lisa's Live. Can you tell me when I'm going to get it? So when you read the description and as you're ordering it, write down what month it says it's going to ship in, and then you won't have to make that phone call. Okay? Because I can't keep track of that stuff either unless I write it down. This one is called Bessie. That is such a good name. I want to name all my sewing machines Bessie. you know, or Betsy. For some reason, I always think like,
It's like a
yeah,
cow or something.
yeah, I don't know. But to me, I just love that name. All right, so this is Bessie. It is 66 by 66, so it's square, and it is $143.99. Now, Jess, is this Crystal Manning's fabric? Yes, Crystal Manning's fabric. It's a really cool color palette. So all the pinks and even the yellows and the blues and the turquoise, they all have like a cool tone to it. And it kind of reminds me of some of the feed sack fabrics from the 30s. And there's the backing that Heidi is showing you there. So the cherries are really fun if you're from Wisconsin and love Door County. There's a lot of cherries in all the prints. I do not know the name of this fabric line, but there's strawberry. So that's why I think it kind of reminds me of that feed sack fabrics with all those prints from the 30s and 40s. So it kind of looks like a throwback kind of retro type recreation of a fabric line. So I hope maybe that's what Crystal was trying to accomplish, because if she did, she nailed it, because those are fun prints like for the kitchen and stuff like that. So that was Crystal Manning's. My sewing machines are named Blanche and Stella from A Streetcar Named Desire. Isn't that fun? I have too many sewing machines to keep them named. Unless I make stickers for them and name them, I wouldn't know which one was which. But I think that new Bernina should be called Bessie or Betsy, one of the two. All right. So I don't think I have any other announcements.
Can you just go back over the dates for the Bernina
Sure.
workshops, please?
I would love to talk about the Bernina workshops. Get your butts here. Let's do this class. Let's learn some things. We are never too old to learn. All right. And these machines that we are going to all be able to use are going to be amazing. If you don't know what you're missing until you're on one. So maybe you're never going to be able to afford one of these. Come to the class and sew on one anyways, just so you know, maybe you're not even missing anything. Who knows, right? All right, so the dates for the mini quilt with the pumpkin is the 9th and 10th, and this is the 2-day class that we're only charging $100 for. All right. Like I said, we just want you here. We want you to have a fun experience. We're not trying to break the bank. We're trying to have fun. So $100 for a 2-day class with lunch and a kit for this project. The kit is not extra. It's going to include this with the wools and my rustic fabrics. Okay. So I designed that specifically for this class coming up. And then the 11th and 12th. Now, this is a 1-day class. So you have 2 opportunities to make this class. It is obviously from 9 to 4. This one too, 9 to 4, 2 days, 9 to 4. The 11th or the 12th are your options there. So you will become familiar with setting a safe area, creating an edge-to-edge area, trimming designs and laying out, and much more. So that's what that one's all about. And then this one is hands-on sewing, hands-on applique, automated quilting, and straight line quilting as well. And Megan is your instructor for this one, and Robin is your instructor for this one. So super fun. I wanted to make sure we had awesome designs for this class, for this opportunity for you to come hang out. You can stay overnight. You can add lodging to your package. Maybe you want to do 3 days. Maybe you want to come for the 2-day class and then stay for the long arm class as well on that the 11th, whatever day that is. Okay. So make sure you sign up right away, though, because we don't want those all filled up. Because remember, we only are taking 12 people for this awesome opportunity to learn from the Bernina instructors. Like, these are the Bernina instructors. Okay. So doesn't get any better than that. And I want to go learn from Megan as well, because guess what? If I can make this look like this by machine and it's going to cut down my stitching time, I might have to learn some of this stuff with the way that we are cranking out projects here at Primitive Gatherings for you. Okay? I love my Bernina. I have an old 1130, don't ever sell that, and a 570 Quilters Edition. They are the best machines. Never had any trouble with them. You can't go wrong with the Bernina machine. And another thing, Joy, that I want to point out is that a lot of Bernina dealers will just about give you what you paid for your machine if it's, you know, in good working order and all that stuff to trade up for one of these new machines. So it's like diamonds. All right. It's like the jewelry store. You trade in your little diamond for that big diamond. All right. And you get just what you paid for that little diamond toward the big diamond. I think it's genius because you feel like you didn't lose out and you stitched on that machine for how long? Okay. All right. Are we getting ready for comments sold? We got some winners here. Miss Heidi has picked some winners. 3? Yep. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Any other questions before we say goodbye and show you what we have next at Comment Sold? We good? We good? All right. All right. Nothing, I see nothing. Well, that does add a wrinkle. What does that mean? Oh, she's just jabbing? Okay. Okay. All right. So our winners for our live today, what are they getting? Do we know? Do we care? Do they care?
We don't know. I have to see what's in my vault.
All right.
Heidi's just upright. That's all. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. What was going on today?
I have bone spurs in my neck and I have arthritis in my neck, and so sometimes when the weather is
changes,
real dry,
goes back to summer, like 80 degrees.
I turn my head and I get a headache, and it's just,
oh yeah, we still like her though.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know what comment sold it. Oh yeah,
comments sold. All right. So if you like to buy things, if you like to get a deal, if you like to learn about some things, I'm going to talk about flannel today and why everybody should be stitching with flannel. I don't care where you live. All right. I don't care if you live in Florida. You can make flannel quilts. Flannel quilts are just soft and fuzzy. They're not like any heavier and I know you have air conditioning in Florida. Okay. So don't say it's too hot. But we're going to talk all about flannel today on Comment Sold. So it's another platform for us to sell, because for this live with Lisa, I want to tell you what's going on here at the shop. I want to hang out. I want to have guests. I don't want to be like, hey, buy this, you need this, or why, I don't want this to be my hard sell platform. I want my hard sell platform to be Comment Sold or our website or different opportunities when we're showing you that. I like to just hang out. No pressure, tell you what's going on, show you all the stuff, inspire you, not having to think you have to buy something all the time. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's how I feel anyway. So we started this about April, and it has taken off, and it's been a really good tool for us to move things out of the warehouse, get rid of things that we only have 1 or 2 left of. Sometimes there's deals and steals where you better grab it now because it's not going to be there for anybody else. Or sometimes we have a lot of this inventory and we leave it on. So if you go to Comment Sold, don't. Okay, just go to your app store, whether you're on a Android, so that's Google Play, and if you have an iPhone, that's the App Store. You're going to go there and you're going to type in your search bar, Primitive Gatherings. Right? And you're going to download our app. Once that loads, you're going to go in there and you're going to put in your information. It's going to ask you to sign up and to register, and you're going to put in your card information so you can shop by just going like this. You can add it to your cart just by going like that, by tapping the screen on your phone, and you can add it to your cart. If you don't do that, there is a way to shop on Facebook. But it's much more steps, much more complicated. So go to the App Store and download that way. Okay. If you don't want to do that and you do want to do the Facebook, all you have to do then for that is you have to type in sold, the letter, and if there's an option or a color or how many you want. So it's just a lot more steps. The app is super convenient, but that is what our comment sold is about, right? Okay, does that answer your question? Great question. Thank you for letting me explain that.
Put a link in the comments for the blog post that explains it like thoroughly in case they need to go and read that.
On comment sold or on the
comments sold, yeah.
Okay. So where do you put links?
I put the link in the comments right there, so if they see it, they
Oh,
click on it. They can read
okay.
that
So
article.
Heidi has put a link in there on all that stuff right there. Okay. And you go there and you can sign up and you can be a guest and you can get some super good deals. Like last week, I think there were jelly rolls for 35% off for it was jelly roll week or whatever, jelly roll day on the 18th. And we all, us Moda people, love jelly roll because they invented it. Nobody else can call their 2.5-inch strips jelly rolls.
One other thing is the Christmas mugs are in and they are being shipped out.
Okay, did you hear that? If you did not, our Christmas mugs that you have pre-ordered, remember we always pre-order our Christmas mugs, and they are in and they are shipping right now. Shipping yesterday was, all I heard was like the tape, eat the tape gun, taping, and protecting all those mugs. So it takes a super long time to pack those mugs so they do not break, and that's why we charge you an extra $5 to get them to you. But I just want you to know something. So I was shopping yesterday downtown Nina, and I bought one of those mugs from a different place, the Sunset Hill mugs. I paid $35.99 for the mug. So that is $10 cheaper than ours.
No, more.
Oh, yeah,
$10 more.
$10 more.
Like,
Ours are $10 cheaper. You know what I meant. You know how the mind thinks one thing or whatever. So I paid $10 more for my mug, and it was just the mug. It was a beautiful color, by the way. I should show you the color. And it had the state of Wisconsin on it and a heart, like where we live. So I paid $35. We only charge what, 30? The $25 and then $5 to extra ship that to you. So that's what we got to do to make sure. Okay. All right, everybody. We will see you on comments sold. The winners are Jody Lawson. You are a winner of today. Jenny Cooperstein, and Teresa Adams. Teresa, you are our 3 winners for today. Make sure you email Heidi right there and claim your prize. All right, everyone. See you on comments sold.